Hi everyone, I'm going to do an art journal page today. This is just sketchbook paper, and I'm going to work on it with watercolors. I don't care that it's not a watercolor paper. I just want a quick way to paint whatever I'm going to do, and mostly I wanted it light and not a solid color. That's why I'm not using acrylics. You can use acrylics, you can dilute acrylics, you can color with whatever you want. I'm starting with, I want some circles on my page in the background. These are templates of circles that I've done a long time ago from a ugly scrapbook paper. So that's what I'm going to use as my guide. And it's really helpful to have this kind of stuff. I can see what is working and what is not for me. And yeah, I think I will start with this circle, and I'm making it a little bit off outside the edges of the page. I'm just going to mark it with a pencil, and also here. Okay, and I'm going to do another one. I think maybe like this. Of course, if I don't like the size, I can always use an eraser and just put something else, or different size, different location on the page. Let's see, maybe, yeah, I think here. Right now I'm just starting with these 3 circles, and we'll see. I just have a vague idea for this page, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to use some watercolors. These are a Pelican watercolors. I've got them more than 3 decades, so I don't know if they are still available. And I'm taking a brush with water. I always have a jar with water here to the side. It's off camera. And I'm going to start with the turquoise. I'm just going to put a little bit of water here. It helps just take paint, and I'm not trying to be any kind of a accurate or something, or just anything. As you can see, I'm just spreading the paint and using watercolors on sketch paper. I like it when I really don't care about how it's going. I'm just adding water and it makes it lighter in some of the places. If I want to add more a color, I'm just dipping into here and adding more color. If I want it less, I will add water. And what I started to say about not using it on a watercolor is that it almost absorbs into the sketch paper immediately, and that's what I was looking for. While usually when you use watercolors on watercolor paper, you want it to have time to move the paint and play with it. And I really don't care. I'm playing with it right now, and it absorbs. I'm taking, this is, I think, Prussian blue. I'm just adding a little bit here at the bottom just to make it more interesting, so it won't be one solid color. That's it. That's the whole thing that I'm doing. Okay, so now I need to decide on another color, and I'm going for this. I'm not sure if it's on in frame, this crimson. I think carmine is the color, and I'm just going to do the same thing I've done with this circle, just spreading I'm so not an expert on watercolors, and I don't know why people are afraid of them. I'm just having fun with it. Nothing needs to be accurate or anything. I'm letting it, this is still wet, the turquoise, so it gives me now a little bit of a purple in between, which is great. I think I will add a little bit of purple here, like I've done with the darker blue here. I'm doing the same thing here, just taking a little bit of purple and adding it, so I will have variation and not one solid color. And basically this is it. And I really wanted another reason that I wanted the watercolors here is because they are translucent. I can making less translucent, but I wanted this in between the circles. So cleaning my brush and moving on to some yellow, and I will probably add some orange to it, because this yellow is not dark enough for me. I'm starting with it, and then I will just add the orange as I go. And here we go again. I'm going on top. And it's already taking from the carmine, and I already have some orange here. I'm adding more orange. As I said, the yellow was a little bit too bright for me. Yeah, this is it. That's the beginning of my background, and now I need for this to be completely dry before I'm doing anything, so I'll be back. Okay, so now that it's dry, I want to add some doodling to each circle and make it more what do I say? Yeah, more more pronounced, more defined on the page. I'm taking a permanent marker just because I know that my focal image that I want to put here is I'm going to glue it, and I don't want whatever marker I'm using not to be permanent and then it will bleed. So that's why I'm going with permanent black marker. And I'm trying to decide. Now I'm starting with this, and first I'm just going around the circle, and I know that I started and this color was on top of this, but right now I'm starting like this. It would give the illusion that the turquoise is on top of the carmine that I used. And as you can see, I'm very loose with my markings, and as I said, I just want some doodling. I don't know what to call it, just going with the flow. I'm going to go all around each circle and add something. to make it interesting. You don't need anything special. Although you can, if you want to, you can use all kinds of stamps. You can go by hand with whatever doodling that you want. You can decorate however you want. Now, another thing that I thought of, if you don't want to color, if you have colored tissue paper, then you can just cut some circles and do the same thing. Again, tissue paper is translucent, so you will have some kind of the same effect. I'm not trying to be accurate, I'm just doodling, as you can see. And I'm going to do the same thing for each circle. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the same doodle for the 3 circles or if I'm going to change it. Right now I'm working on the turquoise. This is quite go with the flow. I just had a vague idea and I'm just going with it. So as I said, it's not really planned. I'm trying not to make it even. I'm trying to have different heights of this doodle, each one, just to make it look more organic. I don't know what to call it. So this is going to take me some time, so I'll probably go off camera and continue. So I'm going to go all over and then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just not sure if I want the same doodle. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I want it on top or no, on top. You see, very, very loose. I'm not concerned about being accurate. And same thing here with the yellow. I'm moving the journal just because it's easier to work with a circle with moving it. One of the first thing that you learn when you take classes of drawing is how to use your hand as compass. It's easier to do curve things if you are going with your hand like this. So your hand is the center and then you can go with the curve. I don't know how to explain it better. I'm trying to do this and think what I'm going to do in the next one. It doesn't work. It seems like I can only concentrate right now on this one. a little bit difficult here. Almost done, at least with this circle. Yeah. Let's do another one here. So, what am I going to do with the two other circles? God knows. Do I go with the same or with something else? Maybe. Let's go like this, not overthinking it. Just to add something interesting to each circle. So it would be interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go and do the same thing over and over again. And we'll see what will happen with the yellow one. And I'll be back. Okay, so finished with the 3 circles. Now I want to show you how I made my focal image. That's going to be my focal image here. And I will show you how I've done it. Very simple. First of all, if you don't like something like this, you can stencil whatever or use whatever focal point you want on this kind of background. I've taken this stencil, put it on a tissue paper. I'm going to put something underneath so you can see. And first of all, I decided which part I wanted, and it was this flower. And I've taken pieces of other pieces of this same stencil. I just played with what I had. And it doesn't matter which part you decide for yourself. Like I can, if I want this flower. So what I've done is I've taken a pencil, started to trace the outer lines of each shape on the stencil. Like so, very quickly. It doesn't have to be perfect, just so you can see where you're going. Something like that. Maybe if I want this piece also, then I will trace it. Something like that. So now I have this shape that right now you can hardly see it because it's with a pencil. And then again, I'm taking the permanent marker and I'm starting to build the flower. And again, I'm going about it very loosely. And basically what I need to do is connect the shapes that I have from the stencil. Another thing is that I'm working again very loosely and adding more lines where I think it's needed, like where I think there is how do I explain it, a shadow underneath things. Then I will do more lines like so underneath the flower. You can play, you don't have to do each piece Again, not planned, I'm just playing with it. And that's how, if I don't want this piece that is here, I won't do it. If I want it, I'll do it. Just playing with it until I'm satisfied with the shape. I think I will leave it like this. And now I have another like very free style drawing that I can place on any art journal page. And I'm doing it on tissue paper because when I will glue it, it will be almost transparent. So now I've got this shape and I want to take it out of the paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a narrow brush with water, and I'm going to go around my shape and then I will extract it from the rest of the paper. Now this is also what you do when you have things on paper napkins. It's better to do it this way because then you get torn edges and they blend into the background better when you glue it to the page. So, and then you just have to put a little bit of pressure and just take it out. And now I've torn this, but I can let it be for a minute, let it dry and work more carefully. I can also place my finger here so it won't go into the shape. Okay, let's get rid of this. Now I need to be careful. This is torn, but I can glue it to the page and save it. Almost done. Okay. So here is my focal point, and now I want to glue it to my page. I'm going to tear this just so it would be easier, and now I can just see where I want to place my focal point before I'm putting glue. Okay, I think it needs to go here. Okay, I'm going to take white glue diluted with water. It's 2/3 a white glue, 1/3 water, and this is what I use for paper napkins and tissue paper. When you have delicate paper, that's what you use. Otherwise, if you use the white glue as is, it will probably drag and tear whatever you have. Okay, so for this it's better to use flat brush, very soft, because you are going to put glue under and also on top. On top is, it helps for the paper napkin or tissue paper to disappear into the background, and it makes everything look better, and also it's kind of a sealer. Okay, so I'm taking some glue and I'm starting just with part of my focal point. Don't be afraid to put a lot of glue. I'm working with the flat of the brush because you want it to slide and not drag, like so, and work from the inside towards the outside. If you can see here, it's a little bit wide. That means that I haven't put enough glue underneath. With tissue paper I can lift it a little bit, put more glue and work it. With paper napkins you can't do it, so always make sure you put enough glue underneath. That's what will help it disappear into the background. Here we go, working. Okay, more glue. I'm going to go with the glue all over the page afterwards, just to make it more more cohesive, more of the same. Otherwise you will have, even if it's not glossy, even though it's not a glaze or whatever, there will be differences. I like to go all over the page so everything will look the same. Okay, more glue, and now I'm just adding this piece. And now I just need to wait for everything to dry. And as I said, I'm just going all over the page with the glue, so now my surface will be even. I'm doing it very quickly, and here is one of the reasons why I used the permanent marker. Otherwise the doodling would have bled. Yeah, now I have to wait. That's the problem. Can someone please invent a machine that I can just put my journal and it will be instantly dry? Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so here is the focal point, almost dry, everything almost, yes, a little bit moist in several places. I want to add something that would be the base. I'm going to use some washi tape, just because I've got too much of it. I don't know why. I'm always tempted to buy a washi tape, and let's see. So I'm just going to start putting some. I've got here, this is torn, I don't know why. Okay, let's take another one. Let's see, maybe this one, why not? Yeah, I think I'm going to go like this, and I'm just tearing it. Put it a little bit crooked. Okay, let's add something more, just so it would be interesting. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, let's put some here. I'm just playing with the pieces, that's it. Once again, this is not planned. What else? If I need something else, I don't know. Oops. No. Leave it be. Do I want something more? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to leave this as is before I'm doing something horrible, and I'm going to do some splattering. I've put a little bit of black acrylic paint here. I'm taking a fan brush with water. For those who hate splatter, don't do it. You don't have to. I just feel like my background is a little bit too clean, a little bit too I don't know, too perfect. I'll reinforce the adhesive underneath later for the washi tape. I want most of the splatter to be around my focal point, so I'm just doing some masking like this. Maybe a little bit more water. Okay. Okay. Now I'm thinking that I want to make my focal point a little bit to stand out more on the page, so I'm thinking how I'm going to add a little bit of color or shimmer. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to think about it while the splattering dries, and I'll be back. Okay, splatter is dry. I decided to add a little bit of color to my flower, so I'm going to use again watercolors, just because it will give me a translucent look, which was what I was going for the whole thing. So just a hint in some places. Okay, made a mess. Trying to be gentle about it. Don't know how it will work out. We'll see. Okay, so cleaning from the green, a hint of it's too concentrated, so I'm cleaning my brush and just spreading it. I'm not sure about it, but I've started, so I'm going to finish. Each time it's too much, I'm just dipping into the water and spreading towards the outside. And trying to blend it so it won't be too much. Yeah, this is it. That's my page. Not going to touch it anymore before I'm doing something that I will regret. This is it. Just trying to blend it a little bit more. Okay, this is it. I hope you like it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.